everything would more or less stay basically the same. And so I was just really hoping for some more innovative ideas, but there wasn't anything there. That's fine, because I think that's kind of also part of what makes this topic interesting, is because there's a lot of exploration left to do in what interesting applications of our technology could be possible. So I try to get a little bit creative in the final part of the episode and pitch some things, like having like little lanterns. I talked about this in a previous live stream, actually, having little drones that act as your streetlights rather than fixed lamp posts. And then the drones could just detect where a person is and follow the person. And then you'd reduce light pollution because you'd only have light where there needs to be light. And in a neighborhood where everyone's sleeping, then there wouldn't be any ambient light anymore. But then if someone comes outside and starts walking around, then a little drone would be like, oop, and then come down and start following them everywhere. And then a second order effect of this is that you'd then, when there's an area where it's really busy and there's lots of people, then there'd be lots of drones that start to gather, like little lights that start to gather in that area. So then if you're looking out in nighttime over across the city, you can have a sense of where people are and where they're, and like also where movement is happening without having to actually go there, which would then probably draw you to places that you wouldn't otherwise think to go. Because now if you want to go out one night and I look at my window and I say, oh, like there's a big group of drones over there, that means that there must be like an event going on in the park or something. Then maybe I'll go and check it out, and then I'll add to that, and then the thing will grow. So it has this like Firefly-like mechanic that I really like. That can kind of, the lights can inform the people and the people inform the lights. Talked about the networks, sensors, the way. Okay, so this is something that I texted my mom about after I posted the episode, and I'm a little bit sad that I didn't put it in the episode just because it's such a cute mental image. And the stream I did like a few months ago when I was talking about complexity in cities and infrastructure, I used this example of having, my hair looks so silly, of having garbage cans that could detect how full they were and then could also move themselves around. They'd be like motorized and have wheels on them. So they could move around throughout the day to areas where they would get used more often, which would then, and then they could also, because they're motorized now, they could also, once they get full enough, they could go and empty themselves out and then go somewhere where there's like high demand for a trash bin. Which is just a cute idea. But then also I was realizing if they were like powered by solar panels and they needed to go, like, would they have to pause and recharge occasionally and like go somewhere where there's a patch of sunlight to like get more energy so they can use their motor more, then there might be like a day that's like there's some sun and there's some clouds and you're walking and then you just see like a little cluster of trash cans that are all like sunning themselves on the beach, like when there's a patch of sunlight. Which I just think is adorable. Like there's this thing I talk about in the episode where integrating these like complex adaptive systems into your urban fabric and imbuing technology with its own ability to kind of sense and regulate itself in relationship to its environment gives all of these objects a very organic, almost anthropomorphized character, which is very charming, I think, and persuasive. Because it feels more naturalistic and we want to anthropomorphize our environment a little bit. Like, wouldn't it be delightful if you've got a city and you've got your Firefly drones that are following you around in the evening when you go on walks and like showing you where the people are. And then you've got these little garbage cans that are whizzing around to like always be available for when you need them. But then they also would have kind of their second order community effects where then they would just happen to all congregate in a certain sunny area to charge up. Like you're imbuing, you're giving like life and livelihood back to just the material objects of our world, and in so kind of reintroducing this more naturalistic vibe somehow. I hope you guys understand what I'm trying to communicate. And I'm just dying for more instances of what are other applications that you could use that would kind of have the similar, like, you're deriving additional utility aside from just optimizing what already exists. You're actually creating something different using this network effect, complex system, information sharing mechanism.